PMacMovies back here Sunday morning for a new PMacMovies haul video. No Charmy, sorry guys. I got a little coffee here and I put some chicory in my coffee this morning, which if you don't know what chicory is, look into it. I think they make like New Orleans coffee, chicory coffee in New Orleans, I should say. A little bit sweeter. It actually tastes pretty good. So I got a nice stack here. Maybe not as many as on a big week or so, but I think the quality of this one is very good. So we'll take a look at the haul. Kick back, relax, drink a cup of coffee, hot chocolate, whatever your favorite beverage is, soda, although not healthy. There's a lot of people addicted to those energy drinks, but that's a whole nother thing. Those are really bad for you and really expensive. I don't get it. But I got a Kino order, which they had some of their, not their Studio Classics line, but some of their like foreign stuff. It's just considered Kino Lorber, not Studio Classics. I got another one from Target, buy two, get one. The last order, I think. I don't know if I pre-ordered. I don't think I pre-ordered anything. I got a few things from one of my YouTube pals, Ben, and I posted that on Instagram also, so I'll show those from like previous Dollar Tree stuff, and I have to send his order out to him also. And then I got a Scream Factory order. Okay. Let's take a look-see. What should we look at first? I also got something from Goodwill, actually, too. Did I get any others from Goodwill? I think just that one. I really haven't bought much from Goodwill lately. So we'll leave the Kino and the Scream Factory and the Target stuff for the main event. But first, let's take a look at what I got from Goodwill. I did get one Dollar Tree one also. But this was actually a cool find at Goodwill. It is a Cat in Paris, which is one of these animated ones from C Kids. And I believe this release is somehow affiliated with Shout Factory, but this is the Blu-ray DVD combo pack, which is out of print. The Blu-ray, just the Blu-ray, is in print, so it's not like this is anything that's going to fetch me a lot of money or anything. 62 minutes. From, it looks like 2010, and actually this is one that I'll put in a reviews video soon. Me and Charmy actually watched this movie, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was a really good animated movie, I think it's pretty kids friendly. I mean, it's put out by Geek, so you would think so. There's some gangster stuff in it, but overall I think it's could be a decent family watch. And it is a French movie, but they did it with English accents, or you know. So you don't need to watch it with subtitles or anything. Take the kids on the adventure of a lifetime. San Francisco Chronicle. It is a really good movie. I enjoyed it, and Charmy enjoyed it too. Then a couple from Ben. These were previous Dollar Tree snags that I did not find in my area. I find that these Dollar Tree sales are quite regional, so, you know, there's just things that I can't find in this area. But first, we have an Amber Heard movie, also with Kellen Lutz and Brittany Snow. Syrup. Here, on Blu-ray. Amber Heard, quite attractive. I think maybe she came out and said something that people are upset about or something, so she's not going to be in the new Aquaman movie. I'm not even sure. I don't really pay attention to that nonsense. 90 minutes. And it looks like it was out in 2012. I doubt it's that great of a movie. Amber Heard is good, though. Like, I've enjoyed her in the movies I've seen her in. Very nice. Up next, we have, it looks like an action movie starring Abigail Breslin, Sean Bean, and James Purefoy, all pretty good. It is Wicked Blood with Slippy, put out by E1, written and directed by Mark Young. I didn't really look into this movie, but it has a pretty good cast. Sounds like it's a pretty straight up action movie, but don't know much about it. Okay, Wicked Blood. And then this one, I actually already have this with the slipcover, but I got another copy for the digital code. $1 at Dollar Tree. Kicks. Here on Blu-ray. 1 hour, 27 minutes. Put out here in the last few years, I think. And this is a Focus World release. I think this was one that we were going to start watching, but we ended up not watching. So, Kicks. And then, let's take a look at what I got from Target before we go on to the boutique sales. Although, there are boutiques from Target, too. Pretty good. This is one that I had in my recent reviews video. Really enjoyed the movie. It is Raising Cain here. Now, this was like 25 bucks on Target. It was buy two, get one. I had heard that somebody else ordered it and got the slipcover. That's why I ordered it. But it is really, like, the slipcover is really beat up. Like, it's not in good condition at all. And then even, like, the case and the artwork, it got, like, a little... Which a lot of these Scream Factory, they do get those little wrinklies. So anyway, the movie's fantastic, though, I thought I really enjoyed this one. Brian De Palma, Raising Cain, John Lithgow, such a weird son of a gun. And then I do try to get all the DC shows, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get Black Lightning Season 2 and 3, because they don't come with codes. They're from Warner Archive, but I did end up going ahead and getting them because I thought this was a pretty good deal. I did enjoy the first season of this. It is Black Lightning Season 2 and Black Lightning Season 3. Both of these are about 670 minutes. Yeah, like I said, I watched this first season of Black Lightning a couple years ago, but then I didn't finish it for some reason. I think I fell asleep during the last episode and never got to it. And then I actually just recently finished it up, so now I can move on to Season 2. Like, I don't know if I said, but these are Warner Archive sets. They're not, so they're not going to get real cheap like a lot of the other Warner Brothers DC stuff does. I think some of the other ones are now released from Warner Archive too, but I mean, at least they're putting them out on Blu-ray, but you are going to have to pay, you know, a little bit for them. So these are like $24 or $25 and buy two, get one. So they end up being, I think, like a little bit less than $17 each, which isn't cheap, but for Warner Archive seasons, that's what you got to pay, baby. Who's messaging me? Okay. We got a few. Scream Factory had a sale. They had quite a few on sale, including a lot of collector's editions, and things like that. And I was actually, I'm just pouring some coffee here. Relax. We're not in a hurry. Maybe you are. Scream Factory has had better sales over the last year or two. Before they really didn't have any, like, their sales would be very, very weak, very shoddy, terrible prices. They've gotten better. I had a lot of things that were on sale here. If you didn't have a lot already, I think it would have been a better sale, but I did end up picking up 5. I was also looking at some of the Hammer Collector's Editions that Scream Factory has put out. However, I realized that several of those Hammer Collector's Editions are in a Universal Hammer Horror collection that I have on Blu-ray, and I'm, you know, I don't know, the transfers are probably a little bit better or something from Scream Factory, but I paid like $30 for that whole set of 8 movies. I'm not gonna pay it, with these deals. It would be less than 20 bucks, but let's just say you know, 17 bucks each for these collector's editions when I already got the movies on Blu-ray. I do enjoy the Hammer horrors, but I don't, you know, I'm not going to watch all the special features and all that kind of stuff. The coffee's pretty good with chicory in it. So let's take a look at what old PMac got here from the Scream Factory sale. Some of these I think are more recent releases. None of them are collector's editions. First one, I wouldn't have got this unless it was very cheap. I've heard pretty bad things about it. I do have it on DVD. But I was interested in the Scream Factory edition just for a cheap price. It is Psycho here, starring Vince Vaughn, Julianne Moore. Viggo Mortensen pushed me over the top on this because I was like, I don't know if I should get it or not. And then I heard that Viggo's in it, and I'm like, I need to snag that. I like Viggo. From 1998, directed by Gus Van Sant, 104 minutes. So it is a remake of the Alfred Hitchcock classic. I've heard mostly bad things about this movie, like pretty much universally bad. It looks like William H. Macy is also in this, Anne Heche. And Vince Vaughn is not very good, is Norman Bates, I've heard. Which is interesting, because Vince Vaughn was actually in that recent movie, Freaky, as a killer also, which I watched that movie, and I didn't think it was that great. You know, I felt like I had watched that type of movie before. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. So Psycho, that was probably the weakest out of this haul that I got. I think that was like $8 or $9. And the good thing about these two is I didn't have to pay sales tax on them, which does save me, you know, 8%, which is nice. Now this one I talked about in my reviews video. I really enjoyed this one, Body Parts, starring Jeff Fahey, who I like Jeff Fahey, and I feel like he wasn't really, like, he wasn't like a main actor in many movies, it looks like, and looking through his history. I know, like, I remember him from the Lost series, and I've seen him in some other things too, but I felt like he hasn't really had many leading roles that I've seen anyway. I thought he was good in this. 88 minutes from 1991. Underrated movie, I think. It doesn't really get that great of reviews. Had a lot of fun with it. I'm trying to think of how much I paid for this. It might have been like 15 bucks. I believe this was a pretty recently released one by them, so it wasn't super cheap. But, you know, I look into reviews on these and I get the ones that sound pretty good. Coffee with chicory. This one I'm planning on watching this today. Another one that it's a fairly recent release, 2019. That's pretty recent to me. When a Stranger Calls Back. And I was really looking into this. I was thinking this was like a sequel, because isn't there a movie When a Stranger Calls? I don't think it's a sequel though. I've looked into it. I don't. Okay, it says who saved it. Must find out what the culprit before it's too late in this riveting sequel that reunites writer-director Fred Walton with the stars of the original When a Stranger Calls. So it is a sequel. I need to watch When a Stranger Calls first, then. Son of a gun. I think I have When a Stranger Calls, maybe on like a Mill Creek 2-pack. But I think it may be buried in the closet. Shit, I might not be able to watch this today. And I believe this was like 12 or 13 bucks, and it gets pretty good reviews and things like that. I have to see. First of all, I have to see if I have When a Stranger Calls. Secondly, I have to figure out where the heck I put it. When a Stranger Calls. Yeah, so it's on a 2-pack here. This 2-pack with Happy Birthday to Me. You see this? You can see this here. This Mill Creek 2-pack. I don't know if I can find it is the problem. You silly PMac. I think I know which bin it's in, but it's going to be really hard to get to it. So, When a Stranger Calls Back, probably not watching that today anymore, but maybe. Up next, this was another more pricey one, which I think this came out pretty recently too, from 1981, 95 minutes. It is The Fan here on Blu-ray, starring Lauren Bacall, James Garner, Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn, so it sounds to me like it's one of those movies where, you know, she's got this fan, Michael Biehn, and he's like obsessed with her. That's what it sounds like to me. I like, though, that James Garner's in it, too. James Garner's good. I don't know that I've seen Lauren Bacall in too many movies. I know she's like a famous actress, but haven't watched a ton of those classics. Some of them, not a whole lot of them. Judge me if you want. But preferably not. I can't take it. Up next we have Death Valley here on Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. This one was pretty affordable. I think this one was only $9.99, which pushed me over the edge of buying it. From 1982, 87 minutes, and I think this is like a killer movie from like a kid's point of view or something. Like the kid is the detective or something. So I'll read the back. A divorcee, her son, and her boyfriend are on a vacation in the beautiful but deadly Death Valley. I've heard that Death Valley is just extraordinarily hot. Because I know somebody who used to live there. Anyway, what starts out as an ordinary leisurely trip turns into a nightmare when they happen upon a murder and find themselves pursued by a maniac. I thought when I looked into this, it had something to do with like the kid thinks he knows who the killer is or something, but they're not listening to him. But maybe I'm thinking of something else. Not even a scream escapes Death Valley. It's a nice set. Only $9.99. Must not be a big seller, because I don't know that this one was released like a super long time ago. I could be wrong though. All right. And then I have a order I put together from Kino Lorber. Kino is going to be having, according to their representative on Blu-ray.com message boards, they are going to be having a sale here coming up in March. So hopefully they have a wide array of their titles, a wide selection of their titles, and good prices in this sale. Kino, the thing about Kino is, they don't necessarily... Sometimes they put out really quality releases with great transfers and special features. Sometimes more bare bones and things like that. But the catalog that they have is vast. I believe it's much more vast than even like Shout Factory, Arrow Video, Criterion also. They have a lot of movies. They have a lot of variety. They have artsy stuff. They have just fun action stuff. They have, not in the Studio Classics line doesn't have the foreign stuff, but they have foreign stuff on the Kino Lorber line, which is what I got in this haul here. So they really have a great variety of stuff. So their sales are a whole lot of fun, a lot of items. It's just a matter, sometimes sometimes a title could be $8 and then it could be $12 in another sale or something like that. They can fluctuate. So, hopefully they have a lot of $10 and under titles, but we'll see. So I picked up 7 items, several of them being, I guess, 4 TV seasons or 4 TV sets, because one of them is 2 seasons for one set, and then 3 movies. We'll take a look at the movies first. First, a movie called A Girl Walks Home at Night. Now, there was a big, special edition of this that they put out. I don't need to pay an arm and a leg for that, but I will get the 1-disc one, and I wasn't even going to get this, because it didn't, it looked like something that wasn't necessarily up my alley. It didn't get a good review on Blu-ray.com, but the more I looked into it, it's like a vampire, an Iranian vampire western, it says. And it sounded pretty interesting. It sounded pretty good, unique. Sounds more like a love it or hate it type of movie, though. So we'll see if I love it or hate it. It is 100 minutes, and it looks like it was done in 2014. And it does come with, this edition does come with a booklet, so that's nice, even though it's not the, I think it was like a box edition. I'll read the back of this one, because you may not have heard of it. Strange things are afoot in Bad City, the Iranian ghost town home to prostitutes, junkies, pimps, and other sordid souls. Is a place that reeks of death and hopelessness, where a lonely vampire is stalking the town's most unsavory inhabitants. But when boy meets girl, an unusual love story begins to blossom, blood red. Anna Lily Amirpour's debut feature, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, basks in the sheer pleasure of pulp. A joyful mashup of genre archetypes and iconography, its prolific influences span spaghetti westerns, graphic novels, horror films, and Iranian New Wave. Amped by a mix of Iranian rock, techno, and Morricone-inspired riffs, its airy, anamorphic, black and white aesthetic, and artfully drawn-out scenes combined with simmering tension to make the first Iranian vampire western on Blu-ray. PMacMovies. This one this one doesn't necessarily look up my alley, but I do try to get these redemption movies, and this one looks like it was like out of print, and it is Jess Franco's A Virgin Among the Living Dead. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily look up PMac's alley, but I'll tell you what, it's from 1973. It's a French movie. It looks like it's got some special features. It's got the alternate cut. It's got, let's see, a 16-minute interview with Jess Franco. It's got a 12-minute documentary, an 8-minute homage. So it's got some special features. It's got the original cut, which is 79 minutes. It's got an audio commentary. So it's, it's a pretty good edition. Now, the thing is, it was only... Here's some of the special features and stuff. It was only $9.99 plus tax for me. I mean, unfortunately, New Yorkers have to pay tax from Kino. But anywho, it looks like it might be out of print. Like on Amazon, it was quite expensive. Like you couldn't get it less than like 23 bucks or something. So it looks like it might be out of print. So I grabbed it. And then the last movie out of these Kino ones, I do have some TV shows, but it is called Lil Quinquin. This was $11.99, but it's like a comedic detective murder mystery. It says this absurdist metaphysical murder mystery. I'm not going to read the whole thing, I don't think, but it's compared to Twin Peaks and True Detective. It says on the back. And once I read those things, I was like, I gotta have it. And it's 206 minutes, so I don't know if this was like a mini-series or what, but 206 minutes for one movie, that's a lot of time. That's like 3.5 hours right there. Holy crap. This is from 1970? Is this, what year is this from? I thought this was from like an older one, but I'm seeing 2014 on here, so maybe this movie's fairly recent. One of the reviews says, a wonderfully weird and unexpectedly hilarious murder mystery. Directed by Bruno Dumont. I really don't know a whole lot about it, but when you hear Twin Peaks, which I love, and True Detective, which I love, you gotta beer yourself. This was $11.99, so it wasn't like super duper cheap. Up next, we have, which I've started watching, I've heard just wonderful things about this, Babylon Berlin, Seasons 1 and 2. This one was $14.99, so a little bit more expensive, but on Amazon I believe it's over $30. 16 episodes here on 4 discs, 759 minutes. It is a German show, so it has the subtitles, But this gets fantastic reviews. I was on the last episode of the first disc, which was episode 4. And I'll probably at least finish the first disc today at some point. It does have the slipcover, which I believe this one was underneath the package. It was underneath the wrap, so this slipcover is in good condition. The show, it looks excellent. It obviously had a huge budget behind it. It really makes you feel like you're in that era, in that time period. It's just the look of it is fantastic, and the acting and everything like that is fantastic. It has a lot of trashy stuff in it, which is normal now for shows. You know, it has a lot of, you know, sex and violence and stuff that you really, like, do we really need to see that? Which, you know, they want to keep people getting exposed to that stuff, so it becomes normalized. So it's in everything now. But, it's I don't know, it feels like it's something where, like, I definitely like watching it, but I don't know exactly why I like it. It's, like, weird. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's not even stuff that's necessarily something that I would like, but I find myself drawn to watch it. Maybe partly because it looks so good. I think some of the characters in it, it's like, I'm not sure what to make of them. It's like I've watched 3.5 episodes, but I really know very little about the characters so far. Like, they're really mysterious still. So maybe that's why. Babylon Berlin. Still Babylon Berlin, season 3, which I heard this one is not as good as the first 2 seasons. It's not nearly as good. Also, for some reason, they didn't have the... So, Kino items are very rarely damaged or anything when I get them, when I order from Kino. They don't necessarily... They pretty much just throw them in a box, and they don't necessarily put a lot of padding or anything in there, but they do it in a way where they're... I don't even know how they get to me in good condition. I guess it's UPS, too, usually, which helps. But look at... They put this at the bottom of the box. And my Slippy got... It got bent. Slippy! Or maybe I should say... Kino Lorber. It is a nice Slippy, though. It looks good. These are 2 of the main characters in it, which I don't want to give much away, but this girl here, it's like she's such a sweet, innocent girl, but then she, like, does dirty deeds for money. I don't know. It's an early episode. I'm not spoiling it too much for you. It's just, you know, it's interesting. But this is 12 episodes, 3 discs, 603 minutes. Like I said, this season is apparently not as good as the first 2. Like, it sounds like it's a pretty decent drop-off. But this was $12, so it was a little bit cheaper than the first set. And if I'm going to get the first one, I'm going to get that one, too. And then this show, I like these, like, is this Swedish? Yeah, Swedish. I like Swedish stuff, and I don't have a whole lot of it. So they had this show here, and I got Modus Season 1 and Modus Season 2 here. And I was interested in these during another sale. And this sale, they were $12, and I was thinking... Maybe they might have been $10 that last sale, and I passed on them. But they might have been $12. I feel like for $10 I would have gotten them. But I decided to get them this time for the $12 each. I need more Swedish stuff in the old PMac collection because I do like it. It reminds me of the Girl with the Tattoo trilogy, which I fondly remember watching and really loving that one. So I wanted to get this. I've read pretty mixed things about this show. It's like a detective show, but apparently it has a lot of social crap in it, and like, it was very blatant if you read some of the Amazon customer reviews. that people didn't like it for that reason. I don't know if I would have gotten it if I got that, if I read some of the stuff I read in the customer reviews. I might have still gotten it. I don't know, but it's obviously, it's got some agendas that it's pushing and things like that, which almost every show does nowadays. There's just so much agenda pushing in these shows and movies. It's very blatant. I mean, if you don't see it, then you just don't, you know, if you don't see it, you're, what's the... It's gotten so blatant. I mean, it's in like 70s, 60s movies and stuff like that too, but now it's just, it's right in your face, and if you don't see it, it's like you're just totally asleep, or you wanna be blind to it, or you're in denial about it. Like you're totally in denial about it. Because, you know, people, and you know, we get raised in thinking this way, that TV and movies is all for our entertainment. It's all for our entertainment. But think about it. Think of how many viewers these movies and TV shows are getting, and the power that they have, and the influence that they have. TV was created to put something out that could get in everybody's minds, even more so than the radio, because the radio is just words. TV and movies uses images, you know, imagery, and the lights and the colors, and they can really, and they can use the audio too. So they got both things working together, and they really have a way, you know, it's putting you in a hypnotic trance state, and when you're in that hypnotic trance state, you're much more easily influenced, which is why, like, the news is so effective, and the news also uses, like, that ticker, the tickers at the bottom and stuff, which puts you in a trance state, and, you know, there's much more to it. No! They don't do that! They don't! They do. And it's, like, you can even look in probably, like, somewhat mainstream articles and find that out. You know, maybe nowadays you can, I don't know, with how everything's censored now, but watching TV puts you in a trance state. You're very easy to be influenced when you're in that state. If you don't accept that, you're in denial. That's science, baby. That's science. That's a fact. That's a fact. These science people, they love science and facts. Which reminds me, back in the day, I had a powerful employee at a job. Like, he easily could have, like, he wouldn't necessarily be the one firing me, but he had so much power that he easily could, you know, being a doctor. And ECT got brought up. It was at, like, a staff meeting, and I had talked to another staff member before about, like, how could ECT, like, ECT could not be beneficial. It would be harmful to people for depression and this and that. But, you know, I just talked to that staff member about it. But she brought it up at a staff meeting that I said that to her. And that caused issues. And, you know, and what the doctor said, it's science. There's scientists that prove that this is effective. And if you look into the scientists behind the ECT stuff, that's their job. Like, they get paid to do research on ECT. So if they just, like, found that ECT wasn't helpful, what would they do for, like, what would they do for work? How would they make money? And plus, are the people having them do that research, like, they're getting funded by, you know, whatever it is, a college or something. Is the college wanting them to find positive results for it so they can continue their stuff? Or are they looking for negative results? Because if you're looking for one result or the other, if it's beneficial for you to find one result over the other result, what do you think they're gonna find? There's ways to manipulate things. No, they don't manipulate anything. They're just doing it for the good of everybody. Okay, so our research on ECT found that it harmed people. Okay, so we're shutting down what you do because you use this as therapy on people too. So your research that showed that it's harmful to people just put you out of a job. See ya, have a nice, good luck finding another job. Oh shit. Like, come on. But, anywho, that was just a little ending anecdote here on PMacMovies. He doesn't know how to say anecdote! Idiot! I got him! I got him! Everybody wants to get me. Actually, there's just a few people. Most people who watch the videos like me, and I appreciate it. So, thanks for watching PMacMovies. If you enjoy the channel, take a look in the description section for ways that you can help out. And we will see you next time on PMacMovies.